the slop king has given me slop to feed you slop, so full slop.
Fortunately, I'm sat down in the chair. I'm not stood up.
He's in the
doing
cock chair.
Funny haha clip farm. And that's because this is
Turn
a
on the audio a
pretty
little
serious
bit.
video. Now, I know there's a lot of streamers out there that get a lot of flack, a lot of hate.
Yeah, pure evil streamer could be like 80 different people.
Be their political opinions, the disgusting,
It would be what you qualify as evil
amount of money that they make, or they could just
XQC,
be
man.
genuinely bad people. And what I'm talking about today is a streamer that you definitely
half the time when XQC is talking about how rich he is, I don't even know if it's a bit or not. Because it's like, what is it? He has 300. No, he has like some amount of Bitcoin on a hard drive somewhere. I'm like, I don't even know if this is a bit or if you're serious. Because you of all people would, but also, like,
not heard of before this video, but the actions that have happened here are
I just realized
terrible.
his t-shirt says resist
now, this
cocaine.
Was a streamer
Great.
who committed a terrible crime. Usually when that happens, you might be absolutely
arrested.
You might turn yourself into the police. You might change your identity. But what
I actually might know who this is. Wait.
This guy did is instead boot up his stream and talk about what he did in basically the most insidious and apathetic way possible.
His face isn't familiar.
We're back with another stream, and
hold on, let me double check something, just so I get the name right. Yeah, he looks like an alternate universe version of Nick A30. Like,
this one is going to be a little.
Is he streaming in his living room or his basement?
Different than the previous ones.
So at the time of recording on Monday, there were 2 teen girls that unfortunately lost their lives by someone that was driving a Jeep. Their names were Maria
it's not who I
and
think
Isabel.
it was then.
Now the Union County
Or it's
Prosecutor's
not who I thought he was going to talk about.
Office actually announced
Holy, Nick A is jacked. Anyway.
And they're actually charging them with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Now, that's very important, by the way, because usually with a hit and run, it would be something like, you know, like a 3rd degree. Like
yeah, I'm not too familiar with hit and run charges.
First degree literally means you
intentionally you went out of your way
beforehand, and then you carried it out. Now, relatives and neighbors of Marie actually believe that he was actually stalking this girl before he hit both of them with his Jeep. But at the time, this detail actually hasn't been confirmed. But what has been confirmed is the guy who's suspected of actually doing the killings went onto YouTube. He didn't upload
I was going to say, there's no way he just went on stream live and admitted it.
Video, but instead went live on a stream.
Yeah.
Now, you think with an accusation as serious as this, he would, you know, talk, face cam, very candid. No, he does it very nonchalantly while he's playing a video game, MLB The Show 25 to be precise. Now, the stream starts and he basically says that, you know, he's got some things that he wants to talk about. And the worst thing is, like, the things that this guy's been accused of, he basically...
When a streamer says there's some things I want to talk about, it's like, oh, I'm moving house. Oh, the numbers are low. Let's get him up. He's just like, yeah, I fucking murdered someone.
Tries to play victim and accuses the chat of being negative towards him. And then he starts like timing everyone out who is criticizing him.
I have some things that I want. I'll get to, if you let me talk, I'll get to it in a minute. Hold on.
Bro, you killed my best friend, you animal.
I don't need negativity in this stream, so
no negativity, guys.
I try to explain several things, but I got like 50 different people messaging negativity, which is something I don't need, and neither does my friend.
Now, again, I do want to say, with everything going ahead, this guy has been charged. He has not been convicted. It's always innocent until proven guilty, but like going.
Well, okay, no, we. Okay, there we go. I always yawn at the worst times. Good in the sense that we have something at least.
He talks about this situation. He's basically admitting everything and showing next to no remorse about it. Now, this account the guy had was very, very small. And obviously what happened when people kind of realized who he was, people piled in and started to use the TTS system to actually call him out for what he was accused of.
Why are we running people over?
And then 12 minutes into the stream, I guess Saul Goodman reached out to him or something, because he goes like all kind of stoic saying, you know, I'm not authorized to talk about the situation. But he does say in a neighboring town, there were 2 girls that were killed in a hit and run. And then he alludes to the fact that he's not guilty by saying that there's been a lot of misinformation going around on the internet.
What?
It has been a fun, long ride, but I need to explain some things that have happened over the past few days.
Okay.
And I'm not going to talk much about it. In a neighboring town, unfortunately, 2 girls were killed in a hit-and-run crash. There has been a lot of misinformation going on over the internet.
Misinformation
But I will say this,
spread by me.
I wish my sincerest condolences to those 2 girls lost in that tragic accident.
And then he also claims, as well on top of that, that there's more to the story that people don't know about.
It is an absolute unfortunate
And how would you know about that, buddy? How would you know that there's more to the story if you weren't involved?
situation, and there's more to the story that you're not getting. But when the time comes, I will explain it in greater detail.
Was it
I'm
God?
not authorized to talk about the whole thing. I'm not going to give you any more information.
Now,
I'm not
looking at the
authorized.
stream right now, post-stream, because YouTube collects the views, it has over
106
100,000
yeah, I saw.
views on an account that doesn't even have 300 subscribers. So
God
I feel
damn.
like to start a stream, to talk about it, and then say you can't talk about it, it is so hard for anyone to be on your side. And then he also goes on to basically say that, like, people are wrong for making threats to his family, and he's complaining about, like, you know, really hateful messages.
But I will say this. Making threats against my family will not be tolerated. My
How do people know your what?
cousin has received hateful messages over
Your
social
husband? What?
against my family will not be tolerated. My cousin has received
Cousin? I thought I
hateful
said
messages
husband. I was like, what the fuck?
over social media about this whole spiel, and he's had to unfollow me on everything because of this
Oh, no.
whole drama. Why are you guys getting him involved? If you hate me, you hate me. If you don't, you don't. You're opening up Pandora's box.
Well,
getting family involved. And that just
That sounds like a threat. I don't know if you should be threatening people in this situation, buddy.
does not sit right with me.
Now, again, I do want to say he's been charged. He has not been convicted at the time of recording. But the way he talks about this, like, he talks about this in such a nonchalant way, even saying, like, people using this spiel and, you know, it won't be tolerated. It's very weird. Like, I'm not sure what information
I
this
put
guy
on
is
acoustic
sat on
panels
in
yesterday
any
and I'm
way
picking
to
off.
prove this, you know, that everyone in this situation
Some
is wrong.
fluff.
He is 100% innocent. And then, like so many Americans, claims that he's in, like, the hands of Jesus and then continues to stream MLB.
Regardless of what happens, if you don't see me streaming for a little bit,
Because that's what
you'll
Jesus would have
understand
wanted.
why.
Do a hit and run and then stream MLB.
This will be in the hands of Jesus. Everything will be okay. I will get this sorted out. And I plan to keep continuing playing co-op with my best friend Evan. He has stuck by me through the whole side, and I want to thank him for that.
Like, this stream is just, it is the worst thing to sit through. Again, like, I can't say that this guy did it because he hasn't been convicted of it yet. He has only been charged. I will be honest with you here. The only way that this guy did not do it is if they've somehow ID'd the wrong person. Someone that looks very similar to him, white guy with glasses, plays MLB all day, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because the way that he's talking acts like he has basically done nothing wrong. He even makes this bizarre statement saying that more needs to be done to basically address mental health.
I really think there needs to be more done to address mental health in this state. I've been bullied, ridiculed, and stuff over false allegations, okay? Over this whole thing about things that have happened in the past. There's more to this story. It'll come out in the future.
I mean, I'm going
But I thought she didn't do anything.
through the stream now, and the way that he talks about it is like it's an inconvenience. You know, it's like, you know, mental health, it's so important. This whole thing that happened, this inconvenience.
Yeah, he bragged about it for about 10 minutes and then realized, oh, wait a minute, this can be held against me. Okay, let's see, how do I backpedal this?
It is just complete whiplash to watch through. It almost makes you think if the guy even did it in the first place. Because, like, there is no way that you have someone that has committed the crimes that he is being charged with at the time of recording. And he seems so nonchalant about it. Even saying at one point that, like, he's not going to stop streaming or he might take a hiatus. It is so...
Might take a why would he take a hiatus, huh?
Oh, watching this stream is like a Twilight Zone episode. He also claims that he's being bullied over false allegations, and it's like, okay, so the false allegations are what? Being accused of murder? I was about to turn into a... Jesus, man, like, this video is turning me into, like, RFK or something. You know the publication is proper because he took the vaccine. And he goes on to this whole speech.
Of course, Pyro would go to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Each saying that he's
Yeah.
17, he's a nice kid, he's got a family, and then he blames New Jersey for not doing enough about mental health. And then he also says that he's been bullied in the past and people should be nicer to each other.
I don't plan to go anywhere anytime soon regarding streaming, but if I do
Okay.
end up taking a hiatus, I'm telling you guys why. I really think New Jersey needs to do a better job addressing this mental health crisis because I've been through way too much. I'm a nice kid. I'm 17 years old with a good family by my side. I really think you all should be a lot nicer to each other. If anything happens, I'm going to give you all some advice. If you get bullied and ridiculed in school about, stuff that people hate you, I would tell your counselor immediately. And, before the shit gets out of hand, you got to address all these things because I'll tell you what, the amount of bullying that I've been put through in the past has been absolutely absurd.
And
What is bro even talking about?
again, going over this, it is complete whiplash. It really is. Obviously, if you go into the comments, everyone is just already assuming the guy's guilty, calling him like a straight up, Dexter sociopath, has no remorse, no thoughts, no feelings. And
Shows no
if he's
remorse,
done this,
sociopath.
and that's
Yeah.
the case, definitely. Like, if he did this, what he's being charged with, murdering two people.
I'm just gonna say I'm leaning towards that it was him, but we will wait.
By running them over
Until
with
it's
intent,
confirmed.
first-degree murder, and he's acting so nonchalant, the guy's a psychopath. But then he also seems to keep saying over and over, these are false allegations, there's more to the story. And the thing is, I feel like if you're being accused of first-degree murder, you don't say there's more to the story. Either it happened or it didn't happen.
Yeah, there's more to the story. It's very suspect. Like, I wasn't involved, but there is more. It's like, how do you know there's more if you weren't involved, sir? Seems a bit confusing.
Happen. Like, again, the only way I feel like I need like a third eye for this video, but like I feel the only way that this person can actually be proven to be correct is mistaken identity. Like they've charged the wrong person. But he's not even saying that. He's not even saying that it's not him. He's just saying there's more to it. Now, he also has a TikTok account that had around 40,000 followers, but it has been taken down. I'm assuming like mass reported. And people also found his Twitter as well, but there's really nothing there, just talking about MLB and like a bunch of support for Andrew Tate. Now, I know I've said this multiple times, like I'm shadowing a lawyer, but the guy has not been convicted yet, and there is actually no confirmation of his involvement because, he's too young. He's 17 to be named legally. But the way that he talks, it's like he's implicated in this situation. And then people in chat were actually claiming it was him before he even spoke about it.
But I'm not going to do it with people.
2 girls.
Okay, you know what? Now I'm really thinking if I should really do this.
Now, CBS News did do an article, and obviously they couldn't name because of legal reasons, pretty similar to the UK. If you're under 18, you can't be named. Your identity, no matter how apparent the crime, is protected, unless the judge kind of overrules it, but that isn't too common. But they've even said that the person who committed the crime was 17. And the kid in the stream also said that he was 17.
I'm 17 years old.
Now, obviously, comparing two ages, that's like, the biggest nothing burger. But it's again, in the stream, he never
Two 17-year-olds in New
what he's
Jersey?
being accused of. He basically says you're missing
No,
context.
there's only one
The
17-year-old
truth will
not
come
in New
out
Jersey.
soon. And also, New Jersey needs to work on their mental health. Now, one of the scariest things about the fact that a 17-year-old has been charged with first-degree murder, which again is with intent, is because apparently this guy was stalking his victims. You can even see here, like, she made complaints and nothing was done. Relatives and friends of the victims claim.
Yeah. From my understanding, police never really do anything about stalking because it's kind of hard to prove. And because it's not taken seriously. Kind of the same way that, like, if you murder animals, even though they almost all turn into murderers or, do something worse down the line, it's like, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. Nothing will come of this. It's kind of the same with stalking. It's like, whatever. He's just a weirdo. It's like, well, no, not quite. Well, yes, he is a weirdo, but, like, he's more than that.
The two girls knew the driver. They also said a restraining order was filed against the young man after he allegedly stalked one of the victims. Now, one of the worst things about these crimes is when it's committed by someone who has their identity withheld. We're in the age where everyone speculates. Everyone tries to, try to find who it is.
Reddit's
like, for example, with this stream of this kid, and he's talking in the most insane, bizarre, like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde ways. But also, unfortunately, there have been people that have been caught in the crossfire, and they've also been accused, because all that's publicly available right now that
is
that
New
is legal
Jersey
to
in like
say
17
is there's a 17-year-old, we can't name who. Oh yeah, he ran over and killed two girls, but we can't tell you who it is though. Of course you're going to speculate over that. I mean, here's a good example. You even had the chief of police that had to come out and basically say, oh yeah, my son's 17 as well, but he didn't do the homicide. Now, here's one very, very crucial detail. Obviously, they can't legally name who it is because, they'll get shut down, subpoenaed, whatever. But one thing they did let slip, which is basically alluding to a certain conclusion, is the suspect had an online following and posted about the crash. He was an online gamer with thousands of social media followers and even addressed the deaths and his detainment during a live stream posted onto YouTube the day after the deadly crash. He was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Now, again, you're probably thinking they're saying that this guy has thousands of followers,
probably
but his YouTube account only has 200 subscribers, so surely that's the wrong person, right? But then you can see his socials like Twitter, Instagram. Instagram, he only has like a couple hundred followers again, but if you search the name VinnyBat118 and then go onto his TikTok 39.5 thousand followers. I think that is what they could have possibly based it off. No, I did stumble on the TikTok account and I was like, surely this is like a coincidence or it's like a name that someone else took, but like it literally has it in his YouTube about section. Now, unless someone, I don't know, hacked into his account and changed the about section to like incriminate him overnight, like he's completely done nothing wrong, which I find very hard to believe the way that he was acting on stream. Like the answer is right there. Like, again, if this guy did it and his biggest issue is talking about negativity in the chat and then going on a whole spiel about mental health, it's like he goes on and he says there's more context, there's things that you don't know about. Unless this was a massive plot to frame this innocent person who did nothing wrong, this is absolutely psychotic.
Okay. Oh, I remember this guy. We'll do that one too. I'll do it later though. Yeah, legally speaking, I can't say, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. But I'm just saying, it's very, very sus. It's very sus.